Hello, hello, I am back. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing absolutely wonderful. Well, today we get to do the most fun part of Minecraft. Inventory management. Let me empty some of this stuff out of my inventory to where it goes. Let's toss some dirt over here. Cobblestone here. Let's see. That's a rare iron chest plate. Go ahead and put it in there. There. All right. Let's get this over here. So, in the town I grew up in, nearby, there was an abandoned mental hospital. And it became a rite of passage for teenagers to go ahead and explore the abandoned mental hospital. But then it wound up getting bought by developers, and part of it became an industrial park, part of it became a subdivision, and by the time I got there as a teenager, there was only one building still standing, if you don't count the rumored tunnels underneath and the surgical wing that was being in the middle being torn down. So we went and explored that one dorm that was still left standing. Let's see here. I'm going to keep those things on me. I'm going to put this away. So one night, me and my friends decide, let's go. And there was already an open entrance to the dorm, so we weren't breaking and entering, we were just entering. By the way, the statute of limitations has expired on this, so I'm not confessing to a crime here. So we entered without breaking and explored, found that it had been picked very clean. It was not clean, but it had been picked clean. And there we go. And there was very little left. There was creepy stuff, creepy graffiti on the walls. There was the head of a little doll. I don't know why there are always dolls in creepy places, but that was what was there. And let's see here, that. There we go. See, I told you I have a system. And I stick to that system because otherwise I would never find anything. But of course, back to exploring. In one room, there was a book called The Big Secret. Now, I thought it was funny because, you know, this mental hospital had done a lot of unethical experiments well, they would be considered unethical today. At that time, they were just doing what they thought was right and experimenting on people that they figured didn't matter. Or they cared too much. One or the other. See, I have so much ADHD, it is really hard to remember where to put things, even with my system. So without it, I would be doomed. Alright, I think that's as much inventory management as we need to do today, because now that chest is gone and not hovering over my pit. The things in here can wait, I think. Now let's put the diamond and the copper away so I know where they are. And more copper. More copper. Let's put those away. So I found this book, The Big Secret. Took it home, wound up never reading it. But it later got stolen by one of my exes, who was not on this expedition at all. Just, decided that, oh, this is my property now. With, happened with a lot of my things. Alright, let's go loot that little village area. Why is it black? I'm teleporting. Okay, bye, nitwit. Okay, we picked that clean. Let's explore over here. Ooh, coal blocks. I need coal. Iron. Iron is always good. You know what else is good? A blast furnace. For free. Iron helmet. Don't need the copper leggings. Ah, there's the staircase. There's the kitty cat. I like kitty cats. That's why I have some. Let's get some wool. Ooh, some shears. Now I can shear that sheep I keep talking about. Over here. Ooh, food. I like food. I like advancements. Advancements are cool. Don't need that flint knife. Alright. Thanks for giving me your stuff, guys. So, one of my friends became convinced that we had been seen and that the cops were going to come get us. I have no idea why, because there was no... We parked a long ways away. There were no cops around when we went in or came out. But no, the cops had seen us. They're going to come arrest us. And so we never got to go do any interesting things like that again with that friend. Needless to say, the cops did not come get us. And we had a lot of fun. Another times the cops didn't come get us were when we would... Hello, what can I get for you? 2 carrots, 5 raw cod. How about you? 2 cooked chicken, 1 potato. I think I can get there eventually. But where was I? Oh yeah, we used to go drinking down by the river, and since I was the only one that was 21, people had me by, and I don't think kids these days get these experiences. I never really hear about it, but, I probably wouldn't, because I don't really talk to kids that age. But it's with the internet and everybody's got to be inside, teenagers probably aren't getting up to so many shenanigans. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. But, yeah, we would go drinking down by the river. We would gather up sticks and everything and start a fire. And there were people that would do it along the cornfields, but that's too much risk of setting fire to the field. Of course, they would just park and not, have a bonfire, which, boring. But because I was the only one that was 21, I was the one that took home the spare alcohol. And I didn't really drink at home. I went out and drank socially with my friends. That was about it. Let's see here. Got poison resistance for followers. Lychees. Let's get some honey in here. Ooh, milk buckets. Those will come in handy in case I get bad omen. So, after about a year or so, I've got like 10 bottles of different things stored at my place, because they always wanted to buy new alcohol and not have me bring the stuff that we had drank the last time. I don't think they remembered we still had some. So I just had a huge supply. Hello, Techno. I am here to give you potatoes. Thank you. Gotta honor Techno. But what I did with this alcohol after about a year is, it was in the fall, and I got a glass gallon jug of apple cider, and mixed all of the alcohols in with the apple cider and made what I called Halloween candy. Because, Halloween candy, you go to a whole bunch of different houses and you just get a mixture of random candy. Well, that's what I had, a mixture of random alcohols, so I called it Halloween candy. And this stuff did not taste like alcohol, but it was potent, very potent. So, doesn't taste like alcohol, let me drink a couple of glasses. And then, after a couple of glasses, you're falling down. It was the best stuff. Unfortunately, I have lost the recipe. I had written it down, but nope, lost the recipe. Can never make Halloween candy again. I mean, even if I could, some of the ingredients are no longer made. So, unfortunately, never can. Alright, I'm going to go to bed here inside the trade shop and then explore more. Here, let me eat some cake. There we go. Alright, everybody have a good day, and like, subscribe. Bye-bye.